the World Cup continues, and it's as wild as ever.
That's an understatement, because it's going in the way I don't think anyone thought the World Cup was going to go so far. So.
Oh, wait, I have another intro. PK Gate.
Oh, yeah, PK Gate. Yeah, exactly.
We'll get more into that, but PK Gate. Okay, penalty kick gate. Y'all know, if you know.
So how's it going, everyone? This video, we're going to talk about mostly the U.S. versus
Vietnam
game, and then the England versus Haiti game, but so many games, so many scores I don't think most people anticipated. But we're going to talk about it. And second of all, I mentioned this last time. I want to see who else's sleep schedule is off the rails, because I keep thinking, because Sarah and I both work. So we work, we do the videos, and then I try to catch the games in between working and catching and doing the videos. So I'm like, I think I can stay up, then I can't. And then you know, so who else's sleep schedule is all whacked out? I have to get better at figuring out when to do things, because last night at 9 o'clock, I have to go to bed. I guess we'll start with the USA game. Timestamps down below, because we're going to talk briefly about some of the other games. Not all of them, but briefly. USA versus Vietnam. I don't think anyone quite knew what to expect going in there. You know what I mean? So many of the underdog teams have been playing so well. Mm-hmm. You never know what to expect. Even though I did see some commentators actually predicting the score 3-0 against Vietnam. First of all, Trinity was starting, which we were talking about when they played the send-off game. Trinity to start because she was on fire. And then someone like a Savannah DeMelo started, which surprised me that she started.
Yeah, that was wild.
Also, that Alana Cook didn't start, because a lot of times Alana Cook has been starting. So some kind of, I thought, surprising starting lineup.
Yeah, for sure.
Going into the match, within the first minute, Trinity Rodman goes down hard. I go, what in the hell? I go, is this another Sam Kerr thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they're going to be out. But she went down hard.
Something with her back, or someone just like bodied her. I don't know.
Did not look good, and I was really nervous. The stretcher came out. I go, oh, no. And I think the moment Trin saw the stretcher come out, she goes, no.
Yeah, no freaking way I'm going out on that thing.
Exactly. So, I mean, that kind of set off the night. I was like almost in shock at that point. I go, wait a second. Then, I mean, a lot of these games have been very physical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can never underestimate any team that's in the World Cup. None. That's what we're seeing also this first weekend, or this first few days. Any team can beat any team, it looks like, including this game.
I kind of love that.
14th minute. Sophia Smith with the goal. I mean, that's what everyone has been talking about. Sophia Smith, everyone's saying she's a contender for the Golden Boot. She's the one to look out for in this World Cup.
She's the woman of the match. She's America's favorite. She's an icon.
That was in the 14th minute. It was a great goal. The commentators were saying that Vietnam's goal in this World Cup was to at least score one goal. That's their goal. So that's kind of the mindset of the Vietnam team. However, we've seen already that countries are doing so good, you know, the lower ranked countries, that the fact that that's their one goal, and the United States is 4 times champion. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but the fact that they only won by 3 in this game, when Vietnam's goal is only to score 1 goal, that says something. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
A lot of people did go down. I mean, obviously that happens in every game, but Julie Ertz went down, and it looked like it was her contact or something. Then, the 39th minute, there was a Trin goes down in the corner, and it looks like 2 of the defenders kind of box her in and kind of trip her. And then it goes to the VAR review, and a penalty is awarded. Mm-hmm. So at this point, penalties are awarded, and you're like, okay, who's going to take it? Then they said, okay, Alex Morgan's going to take it. I mean, she's money. She's automatic.
She's got this.
She got this. So she goes up there, she places her ball, and
she did not have it.
She did not.
She unfortunately missed the PK.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, I was kind of surprised, but just like when Sinclair missed it, you can go up there and hit 90% of your PKs, and then you just miss it.
Yeah, well, the way that Alex Morgan went to shoot it, it didn't look very promising the way she kicked it. Yeah. Didn't get enough power behind it. So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but it was very unfortunate.
And the commentators even said that was not a good PK. She did not take a good PK. And that happens, you know. And that's another thing. One of the storylines of this World Cup already is the goalies are killing it. That is kind of the storyline of the World Cup so far.
Yeah, the goalies are killing it, and the PKs are not happening.
Goalie saves it. And then
Alex Morgan went to kick it again to try to score. And then she got injured. I don't know, it looks like maybe a couple players took her out or something. And then she was down for a little bit, but then she was fine.
But then it kind of looked like she was crying, like almost
like she was in pain, like because of her injury, or I don't know, because she missed it. I don't know, but no, it was sad.
Frustration. It was probably frustration about it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it looks like she got injured somehow.
So at that point, it looked like it was going to be 1-0 going into half, which against Vietnam, I don't think most people were expecting it that scoreline at that point. Some people were, but a lot of people weren't. And so play continues, and they added, I think, 8 extra minutes, 9 extra, 10 extra. They added a lot of time because a lot of people had gone down. But in the 45th plus 8 minutes, who scores?
Sophia Smith again.
It was beautiful, but they called it offsides initially. Well, they kind of called it offsides. Mm-hmm. The commentators were like, yes, it's offsides. Remember, the commentators were like, it's offsides. Mm-hmm. She looks offsides. Then shockingly, even though a lot of times the commentators and the rules people sometimes disagree, shockingly, it was called. They did VAR. They went upstairs. They called, and they deemed it onside. They deemed it a good goal.
Ooh, yeah, that was exciting.
That was exciting, but I don't think we got this graphic till the very end of the game. I feel like we did. They showed the graphic, and it was literally by fingertips. Oof. She was onsides. And that's the technology. I'm still I don't know how this technology, how they get it to work so accurately, or if it's still kind of like an accurate thing.
Yeah, they have like a 3D, didn't they have like a 3D model or whatever?
Yeah, 2-0 going into halftime. I wonder what the locker room was, because it's kind of like, should we be up by more? There was a few missed opportunities, but Vietnam, all these teams, all these lower ranked teams are really bringing it, and that's good to see. And the goalies are being amazing. Okay, so the commentators were talking about non-calls, that there was a lot of non-calls. And we were very excited to see Rose and Pinoe come in the game.
Yeah.
Rose, she hasn't played since April. She came in the game. I thought she looked pretty good. After the game, I did see people looking at Pinoe's ratings, and they were not great. It was a conversation. A lot of people think, she was going to be on the team no matter what. And a lot of people think it's political. But then again, she wasn't called in the couple camps because of politics. So it's like, it works in your favor, it works against your favor. You know what I mean? She's the X factor a lot of times. She makes things happen. But
she's got a powerful foot.
But she's Pinoe, Then in the 77th minute, Lindsey Horan scores, and that felt good, to be up 3-up. Lindsey Horan had a cute little celebration for scoring. She kissed her ring because she's newly engaged.
Yeah.
But she scored. It ended up 3-0. The commentators at the end of the game talked about conversion rate, that their conversion rate was not where it should be, that, they had the opportunity to score a few more goals and they weren't able to finish. But I think a lot of people actually predicted 3-0, but I think a lot of people, from last World Cup against Thailand being 14 or 13-0.
Oh my gosh.
Those games are in the past. I feel like those type of games are in the past. I don't think we'll see games like that again.
But I think those teams are now, I think they're getting a little bit more resources.
Yeah.
The women's game is it's getting so popular.
So we're not going to see those games types anymore, which is good.
Yeah.
That's good. That doesn't deem well for women's sports to have one team completely dominate another team.
I know. As much as I love a shutout, no, I don't really like a shutout. I like when it's a good game.
Exactly. It ended up 3-0. Sophia Smith was the player of the game. People were talking about it. Sophia Smith did what she needed to do to show everyone, yes, people talking about me, it's valid. I'm here, She
can't stop being amazing. She literally can't.
Yeah, so
she just does things, man.
That was the first game. What did everyone think of that game? Was it what you expected? Obviously, when you go up against Vietnam, I think some people want it 5-0. Maybe not 13-0, but maybe 5-0. But the fact that, clean sheet is always a good sign. But 3-0, I saw people predicting 3-0. So the fact that it ended up that way, I was happy to see that. And I think the storyline so far, a lot of it has been the goalies have been making a lot of great saves too. Yeah. But talking about a close game, now I don't think this game anyone expected. It is the England versus Haiti game. Haiti is a strong team. They're in CONCACAF, and remember we played them last year. They are a strong team. They're fighters. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They have the magic spray. They are a tough team, and I think everyone's talking up England. Everyone, Euros champion. You know, look out for them. But their team
is talking about.
yeah. But they are a different team than before. You know, they don't have Beth Mead. They don't have Leah Williamson. They don't have Fran Kirby. They are a different team. But going in there, you know, I think a lot of people thought it was not going to be 1-0. I mean, Sarah and I, long story short, we missed kind of the first 30 minutes of the game. We did watch the recap. We had a recording mishap, but we started at the 30 minutes, but we saw the recap. And I guess the big play was the handball that was deemed a penalty. And a lot of people are saying when the Haiti player jumps up for that ball, why jump up with your hands? That seemed like a very strange way to jump up for the ball.
Yeah, you should really tuck your hands behind your back.
Yeah, and I
so
mean,
that doesn't happen.
If she wouldn't have had the handball, who knows what the score would have been. But VAR, they said, no, it's a handball. Then this is kind of where, I don't know if people thought this was controversial. You let me know down below. But Stanway goes in for the PK. You know, we've been talking about PKs. Sinclair missed it. I as of the game, as of 2 days ago, I don't know the new stat, but only 2 of the 6 PKs had
successful.
Yeah. So
this curse of the PKs.
Yeah.
Someone's cursed them.
Yeah. I don't know how that stat rates right now because they've had like 4 or 5 games since then. Right. But at that point, Georgia Stanway goes up. I mean, she's money usually, you know what I mean? She's strong. Goes in and the goalie saves it. And I'm thinking, wow, again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, under further review, the goalie left her mark too early. So they redid the PK, which is not that common. And I will say this. I saw a couple people commenting. That was the right call. However, refs are inconsistent in calling that
specific call.
Yeah, refs are inconsistent. So it's almost like, you know, some people have the theory FIFA wants to make sure that their team, who just won the Euros, isn't going to lose to such a low ranked team. So they have to make it everything they can to make sure the English team wins. So, do I think that's true? No, but I do think calls like that can be inconsistent, you know, which isn't good. So then they redid it, Georgia Stanway, and the question was she going to go the same way? Is she going to go the same way, or is she going to try to go the opposite way? And so it's like a mind game at that point. It's a mind game.
50-50.
Yes. And so what does she do? Georgia Stanway goes the same way. She scores. And that turned out to be the winning goal.
Yeah.
1-0. And I'll say, the Haitian goalkeeper was fire. She was just on it.
I said she was fired.
No.
I was like, no.
She was not fired. She was the opposite of fired.
Yeah.
She was saving balls. And also Mary Earps. Mary Earps had some really big saves. But those goalies were the stars of the show that game. But to have England go against Haiti, it'd be 1-0, and Haiti being such a fierce competitor and it being very close, I don't think most people were expecting that.
Right.
That ended up being the game 1-0. And like I said, it's like, who would have ever guessed that Haiti, even though I know Haiti's a tough team, they are one tough team.
Tough competitors. Yeah.
Yes. A lot of people who watch our channel are English, or they're from the UK. So what did you guys specifically think about that? Because that was a nail biter, Sarah. You know, the USA-Vietnam game wasn't quite a nail biter, but the Haiti game was.
Yeah, it's wild.
We mostly are focusing just on the US-England games, but a game like the Zambia-Japan game, that I think a lot of people were also surprised by. First of all, Zambia is going to, everyone had it in their minds coming to the games. Zambia is a tough competitor because they just beat Germany. Yep. They have a lot going for them. But Japan, 5-0. That's been the biggest blowout so far in the games as of when we're recording this. 5-0. Everyone thought Japan looked great. Their crosses, they're such a technical team, such a fundamental team. June Endo scored, and NWSL. June Endo, we love her. She scored. Japan just looked really, really, really good. There was another red card, though. Another red card in the World Cup is at the very end. It was she was on a yellow. So, yeah, a red card at the very end for the goalie. I mean, that means they're going to switch up their goalie. But I see a commentator right here says, for another careless foul when racing off her line, the goalie was shown a second yellow and receives her marching orders. But everyone says Japan looks really good. Watch out for them. Yeah. Watch out for them.
For sure.
They're a little bit under the radar, I feel. I feel like a lot of people are talking about them.
Well, they should be. They will be now.
What did everyone think of that game? And I think a lot of people had Zambia kind of like going to be a dark horse because they beat Germany and everything. But Yeah, so those games were kind of the ones on the forefront. Today, a few games were played as well. And just today, we had a couple games. Like I said, we have them recorded. We have not watched them. We'll probably talk about them maybe later. But Sweden, South Africa. Someone left a comment saying people are sleeping on Sweden, and don't be. And I agree. I mean, Sweden is a tough team. They are hungry. They've had a lot of heartbreak in the last couple of years as well.
No. They're Sweden. They're Swedish, not hungry, Sarah.
They scored, in South Africa. Again, I don't know a lot about the South African team. Hey, everyone, this is a voiceover. So if in the video we talked about we had not watched the Sweden versus South Africa game, but we actually just got finished watching the Sweden-South Africa game. Yeah. And it was a great game. So I don't know I'm actually not quite sure what else I said in the video about what I didn't know or knew about South Africa. But what I do know is they scored first, and it was iconic. And I think a lot of people were surprised. Sweden was down 1-0 to South Africa in the 47th minute.
Yeah, I agree. I was surprised.
I mean, and that was quite a goal. I mean, she put her whole body on the line.
She went rolling into the net, and they dogpiled on top.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she did get injured. She hurt her wrist.
Arm or wrist.
Her wrist or arm.
I'm not quite sure.
I think it was her wrist.
And so, I mean, that was quite a goal. She was, they scored. I was pumped for South Africa. I am rooting for Sweden. However, that was a really cool moment for them to be up against Sweden. And even before we get to the second and third goal, those conditions, I know we talked about it, that we knew it was rainy, but it was rainy and looked pretty miserable out there.
Yeah, it did.
And for some reason, some of the players had no rain on them, but we couldn't quite figure that out. But
there was a magic, shell,
shield over them or something.
Magic shield around them.
But both sides. But then in the 64th minute or 65th minute, Sweden came back and scored. Defender looked pretty bummed out by it. I mean, that was a great pass and by Sweden, and it got right in the net. So, it up until the net, South Africa was looking good. They were leading. They were leading to that point. They were looking good. And it was tied all the way until the 89th minute. It was tied 1-1 until the 89th minute. And corner kick, and then I believe it was a header by Rolfo. Nice. And that was it. Header in. That was the winning goal, and it took Sweden till the 90th minute, 89th minute, to actually get the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, talk about a close game.
Yeah, very close, and I enjoyed watching South Africa play, and I'm rooting for Sweden, but bummed for South Africa because I think that they played good out there. But Sweden, the conditions were pretty crappy, so it's hard to play a game like that. Maybe they like those conditions. Maybe in Sweden it's really cold and gloomy, and so they like it. Maybe in South Africa it is, so they feel at home or something. I don't think so, but yeah. But it was an exciting game. Sarah and I actually just sat down and watched the whole game. Yeah. And also, our favorite ref was reffing that game. American, Katja.
Sarah, don't root for the rest.
And then also our group, Group E, Netherlands, Portugal, and 1-0. And I think everyone thought this was going to be a tight match. I think everyone thought it was going to be competitive. I think even Heather O'Reilly thought Portugal might come out of this group. I think that everyone knew that this match was going to be close. Netherlands did come out with the win, and it was a tight game, 1-0. And Netherlands, it's going to be a little bit harder for them. They're playing today, and then they're also playing Wednesday. I don't know if that can help them or hurt them. But Netherlands 1-0. Like I said, what does everyone think of that game? We didn't watch it. I have it recorded. Oh, Jamaica, France. I did not watch the game. It ended up 0-0. Again, were people expecting that? Jamaica also got a red card. And I don't know. Some people thought that was not a fair red card. But as someone goes, unfair decision by the referee for that red card. And then someone goes, referee should be sent home, but still a great game. France almost pulled it out at the end, but Jamaica hung on. And then someone said, that's not a red card. That's not a red card, but it's how they're trying to stop Jamaica. Interesting. There's another narrative, or is the refs trying to hold back maybe the underdogs to make it seem like whatever. I don't agree with that. I think the refs are doing the best job they can, but sometimes refs aren't great. You know what I mean? Sometimes refs make mistakes, but I don't think the overall narrative is to hold down the underdogs.
Well, that opens up Pandora's box to conspiracy theories.
Yes, exactly.
Which we will get into later. No, I'm just kidding.
But what do you guys think? I mean, again, Jamaica versus France. I don't think anyone was predicting a draw in that match, 0-0. I think, and again, the lower ranked teams really proving why, you know, ranking is important, but on any given day, anyone can win. And, you know, we love that. First weekend of the World Cup, it's already over. The next time we'll probably make a video is when America plays Netherlands on Wednesday. That will be a tough game. And we will see. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are expecting these games. Out of everyone playing so far, people say Japan looks really good. People say Japan, Switzerland are looking really good. America. I don't know about Spain. They won, but what do you guys think about Spain? But what do you guys think?
I think these teams are really bringing it. Like, everyone is bringing it, holding it down. So it's a really exciting World Cup.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to see, you know, what's going to come next.
Yeah. Nail biters. I love nail biters. Sometimes not really.
Sarah I know. Does. It's like you obviously want your team to win, but you love a good fair match as well.
I think so far, almost the game against Haiti against England has been the most surprising. England didn't look great. They really didn't look great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just because you don't look great in your first match doesn't tell the whole story. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What do you guys think? Questions, comments down below. There is going to be some more videos. I mean, there's going to be, there are going to be some more videos. There might be a little more Caitlin and Haiti content because some things just came out, but we'll be on that. So what does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night.
Bye.